What's up, guys, and welcome to a funny episode of Full Transparency Trading, where a mistake passed an eval. Goodness gracious. We're gonna go to 10 contracts so I can show you how this works out. She's gonna talk the entire time I do this, so I'm gonna try to be fast about it. Okay, so yesterday I was purchasing some evals, some 300k evals, and I was going a little quick because I was trying to grab them up before the timer ran out on the sale yesterday, and I ended up grabbing a 75k eval by mistake, which is 12 contracts. The goal is 4250 and the trailing threshold is 2750. So since I had it, I didn't want to actively be trading it and, you know, sitting in the trades or whatever. So what I did was I tried to find a set it and forget it trade, and we did. We found a beautiful trade that did take all night to hit, but at the same time when it did hit, we won and got it done in one go. So this is our only trade of the day right here. And we took 10 contracts from 58.19, and let me zoom in a little bit on that so you can see what that trade looks like. We took 10 contracts from 58.19 all the way down to 58.09, and then that gave us 49.69. And in reality, that's $5,000 was the trade, like this right here, but there's a cost to close your contracts. And so even though you're doing an eval, they still have those costs to close your contracts, but that's fine. We only needed 42.50 to pass that. And after just doing an assessment of this, the honest to goodness best way to pass this is by using 4 contracts. So on a 4 contract system, you're gonna go 40 ticks to 12 ticks, giving yourself a $3 risk, giving you a $6 loss. The amount is give me a $600 loss. The amount that you're allowed to lose is $2,700, right? So 4 contracts is going to work from this standpoint. $3 is what you're going to risk if you're in a bad spot, right? If you're trading from like the middle. If you're trading from a higher point, I want you risking 8 ticks, which is a $2 move against you. And this is why you really need to learn how to be patient. I use 8 ticks almost all the time for my trades, to not just test myself as far as my entries, but also to really limit my risk. $10 with a 4 contract move will get you $2,000. So in other words, you could pass your contract. I mean, you could pass your trade in your account in two $10 moves plus like an extra $1.50 to get $250. Yeah, so $1.25, an extra $1.25. But 2 $10 moves will get you that. Obviously, I went in 10, so one $10 move passed it for me. But you don't have to do that. Honestly, if you were to go 2 contracts, you could get it done in 4 $10 moves plus another $2.50 move as well. But yeah, 10 contracts worked, obviously. But with 10 contracts, you need to be right. And you're gonna have to be able to risk like 1,500, which is over leveraging on the account. But I didn't risk 1,500. I only risked 1,000. So the goal was 5,000, 40 ticks, so 5,000, and I was risking 1,000. So I was going 5 to 1. I was getting in from the limit price of 19 flat, which would have taken me to 21. See how I set this trade up. How I managed to set this trade up, I need to refresh first, and then I need to enlarge from the point of yesterday when this happened. So yesterday at, what was it, 10 o'clock in the evening? 9:30, 10 o'clock in the evening, we have this trade scenario go up where we broke the high from Monday. We broke the high from Monday because whenever you get a wick, you're going to go up there and you're going to fill that with the body of a candle. We pushed down to the 23 MA. We drove. We finally drove it up. We finally broke that wick, and then we pulled back down. So now I know that this area is the high. So I'm looking to take these trades right here at 9:30 in the morning from this high. And the push down was this area right here. I started looking at this and I was like, what is, if this was resistance and now it's support, if we break it, where am I looking to get in a trade at? I'm gonna be looking to get in at resistance. So resistance is right here above this wick and above the bodies of these candles, which is 19.25. So all I did was give up 25 cents to 58.19, And that was how I managed to get in the trade. So we fell and fell and fell and fell and fell and fell, and then we stopped. So now I was looking for the floor. Where's the floor of this thing? I'm like, we hit right here. That's 5809.25. Okay, we didn't get a body there, so we're gonna come for that wick. Then we got the body right here at 5809, and I was like, cool, we're gonna go 5809, and if we don't get it, we'll just get up and take whatever we have, right? So at this point, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm up at 2 o'clock in the morning is when I set the trade up. It's going, and I'm thinking that it was going to happen at 3 o'clock, so I stayed all the way up to 3, but when I saw this reject and fall, I was like, oh, I'm going to bed. As you guys can see, I've been yawning a little bit today. I was like, I'm going to bed. This thing fell all the way here at 3 o'clock. I wish I had taken a trade to the downside, but I did not take a trade to the downside. I just waited it out. So 4 o'clock, I get back up, and it still hasn't happened. And at that point, I'm like, you know what? YOLO. I set the trade up, and I'm like, if it breaks above, I lose $1,000. If it falls down, I win my trade. So we get in our trade right there. It falls down, and as you can see, it actually went down to the 25 cents. I mean, it went down to 58.08, and all we needed was 58.09. So we get in right here, 58.19, 10 contracts. We get out of 58.09. We get our $4,969. We only needed $4,250, and we pass that eval. We also passed another 300 eval, and we're gonna try to stack a few more 300s because we have, I guess, an unlimited amount of time to get the $85 lifetime membership because we purchased it before today. As of today, they went back to the regular pricing. So if you didn't get it, the smaller accounts are of course going to be the better one, which is why I really wanted to show this 75K account how much it is to pass, and actually how genuinely it's not difficult. It's not much more difficult than the 50K to pass. You can do it with the 2 contracts. You can do it with the 5 contracts. Where the pain in the butt comes in is that you got to get another $1,200, and they're only giving you $250 on your trailing threshold added to it. But it's not bad. If you're used to passing 50Ks or even like 25Ks, you can pass a 75K pretty easily. Now the 100K is a very large jump, and I'm not very happy with the amount that they have for that. So that's why I would go 150 and above if I was going to go into any of the bigger accounts. But thank you guys so much for checking out the video. I don't want to waste any more time. I did a video early telling what I think the market might do. Like I said, I think maybe we pull up one last time and then start to fall, because it doesn't make sense for the market to stay this high. And not if they're not going to break the high and push it higher, it doesn't make sense for us to hold this range. We need to get back to the bottom half of this range, which takes us down to 58.79, and then 58.55. Correction, 57.79 to 57.55. Undo that. 57.55 is a very strong area that we keep holding right here. That's 68, and here is the 55. We've hit it several times with 55 again, 55, 55, 55. It used to be support right here, 56 to 55. Now, I mean, it used to be resistance, now it's support. So that's what I'm looking for. As you can see, I have it set as my demand zone X and my bounce target. This is a support X and a bounce target. You notice that we hit the support X and we bounce up. This is regular support, so when we come down to support X again, we'll hit the bounce target and take it back to the upside. Now you have rejection zone 0, which is currently acting as support. And then you have rejection zone X, which is the strong rejection area that we have up here. So the current range is from rejection zone X, which is 58.22, all the way down to 5,800 flat. Remember, we couldn't get above this before, and now we haven't been able to get below it. So this is the new range right here, 5,800 flat to 52.75. That's a beautiful range to trade within. I'm sure we'll break it at some point in time, but so far we've been holding it. Again, take the easy money, guys. Don't make this harder on yourselves than it has to be. Try to stay out of the middle. There's a friend in my group who says don't diddle in the middle. His name is Mr. James. Try not to diddle in the middle. Try to take your trades from as close to the bottom of a trade area or as close to the top of a trade area as you possibly can to avoid getting chopped up in consolidation.